Hello and welcome back.
Hi, everyone. We are so happy you're here with us today.
If you are new here, please click that subscribe button and like this video. I am Sarah.
And I am Aaron. On this channel, we help you practice real everyday English.
Please, if you like our video, help us by clicking like and subscribe. It means a lot to us.
Today, we are going to talk about a feeling we all have sometimes. We are going to learn how to talk about stress in English.
So, Aaron, how are you today?
I am pretty good. Thanks for asking, Sarah. How are you doing?
I am great, thank you. I had a very restful weekend. It was exactly what I needed.
Oh, that sounds nice. What did you do on Saturday?
I went for a long walk in the park. The sun was shining and it was so quiet. Then on Sunday, I just stayed inside, read a book, and drank some hot tea.
Wow, that sounds perfect. My weekend was a lot more busy.
Oh, really? What was your weekend like?
Well, I decided to clean my whole apartment. It was a big job. There was dust everywhere. After that, I had to buy food, and the store was so full of people.
A very busy weekend, but it must feel good to have a clean apartment now.
It does. It feels really good. I can finally find my things now. But then yesterday was a completely different kind of day.
Oh no, what happened yesterday?
Well, it started right when I woke up. My alarm clock did not ring.
No way! That is the worst. So you woke up late?
Very late. I had to get ready in just 5 minutes. I was in a huge hurry. I was running around my apartment, and then I could not find my keys.
I hate that. It always happens when you are in a hurry. Where were they?
In my jacket pocket. The exact same jacket I wore the day before. But I looked everywhere. On the table, in my bag, under the sofa. I was so upset.
Sarah, I know that feeling very well. When I cannot find my phone, my heart beats very fast. I feel a little scared.
Yes, panicked. That is the right word. So finally, I found my keys, but I was already very late for work. The cars on the road were also moving so slow, of course.
Of course. It is always bad when you are late.
Exactly. I got to work and my boss looked at me. You know that look that says, "You are late."
I know that look. It is not a nice look.
It is not. And then I sat at my desk and opened my computer. I had 52 new emails.
52?
52!
Wow, that is a lot. I would feel like it was way too much to handle.
I did feel very overwhelmed. I did not know which email to read first. It looked like a giant mountain of work. I just sat there and looked at the screen for 5 minutes.
What did you do? How did you start?
Well, I remembered your helpful tip. I decided to make a list. I always feel better when I make a list.
That is a great idea. Making a list makes a big problem feel like many small problems. Small problems are easier to fix.
Yes, that is true. So I started my list, but then my computer started to be very, very slow. It took 1 minute to open just one email. It was so annoying.
A slow computer is one of the most annoying things in the world. I think it makes easy work so hard.
It really does. I felt like yelling, but I did not. I took a deep breath. I stood up and walked to the window. I looked outside for a few minutes. Then I went and made a cup of tea.
Good for you. Taking a short break is very important. It helps your brain think clearly again.
The tea helped me feel a little more peaceful, but the day was not over. I had a big meeting in the afternoon.
Oh, meetings can make you feel stressed. Was it a hard meeting?
It was long and very boring, and I had to show my project to everyone. I was so nervous. Exactly! I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week.
It really is shifting daily. I mean, did you see the demo they dropped on Tuesday?
Oh, absolutely! It blew my mind! But it also raised some pretty huge questions about how we define art in the first place.
Right! So let's get right into it, because we have a lot to unpack today.
Sarah, you get nervous showing things to people, but you are so brave when we make videos.
This is different. Talking to my coworkers and my boss is scary. My mouth gets dry and my hands feel cold.
That is a normal way your body shows stress. My friend gets nervous too. Her face turns red when she talks to a big group.
It is nice to know it is normal. How do you get ready for something like that?
Well, I practice a lot, like I said, but I also try to find one nice face in the room. I look at that person and talk just to them. It makes me feel less scared.
That is a good trick. I will try that next time. So, after the long meeting, I thought my day was over, but no.
What else happened?
I had to go to the bank to get a new card. I walked all the way to the bank, and it was closed. There was a sign on the door that said closed for a special event. I was so sad.
Oh, Aaron, after such a long day, that is really sad. You must have felt totally worn out.
I did. I felt completely tired out. I came home, sat on my sofa, and I did not move for 1 hour. I just looked at the wall.
Sometimes you just need to do nothing. Your brain needs to rest.
It really did. So, that was my very stressful day. But tell me, Sarah, what kind of things make you feel stressed? Is it only loud noises?
Loud noise is a big one for me. When there is too much noise, like cars, people talking, or building work, I cannot think. I feel stressed and I need to find a quiet place.
So you try to find a quiet place. What else?
Another thing is when I have too many things due at the same time. For example, if I have to finish writing a paper, plan a party, and buy a gift for my mom all on the same day, I feel pulled in many directions.
Pulled in many directions. That is a great way to say it. I feel like that too. So, what is your secret? How do you handle all those things?
Well, first I make a list, just like you. I write down everything I need to do. Then I decide what is the most important thing. What is number one? I do that thing first.
So you put things in order of importance.
Yes, I prioritize. It helps me focus. I also try to break big jobs into small steps. For example, write paper is too big. So I write first, open computer. Second, write the start. Third, find facts for part one. Small steps are easy.
That is very smart. I like that. Small steps are less scary.
Exactly. Another thing that makes me stressed is fighting.
Fighting? Like arguing with someone?
Yes, or even just a small fight with a friend. I do not like it. It makes me feel uneasy and worried.
I understand. That is hard. What do you do?
I try to talk about it peacefully. I say, can we talk about what happened? I feel a little sad. It is better than being mad or quiet.
That is very grown up. I usually just eat a big piece of cake.
Well, cake is good too sometimes, but talking is better for fixing the problem.
You are right. So, we have work stress, noise stress, deadline stress, and friend stress. Stress is everywhere.
It seems like it. But the important thing is not to try and run away from stress completely. That is impossible. The important thing is to learn how to deal with it.
Okay. So, let's list our tricks. Again, we have making a list, taking a break, drinking tea, talking to a friend, doing important things first, breaking big jobs into small steps, and cake.
Yes, and cake. But also remember moving your body. You said going for a run helps you.
Oh, right. Exercise is great for stress. Even a 10-minute walk can change my mood completely. It is like it sweeps the bad feelings out of my head.
I agree. And sleep is very important too. When I do not sleep well, I get stressed much easier the next day.
That is so true. Exactly. I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week.
It really is shifting daily. I mean, did you see the demo they dropped on Tuesday?
Oh, absolutely. It blew my mind. But it also raised some pretty huge questions about how we define art in the first place.
Right. So let's get right into it because we have a lot to unpack today. After my terrible, horrible, very bad day, I went to bed at 9 p.m. I slept for almost 10 hours.
10 hours? Well, your body needed it. I am happy you feel better today.
I do, thanks. It is amazing what a good sleep can do. So what about fun? Is fun good for stress?
Of course. Doing something you love is a great way to fight stress. For me, that is cooking or listening to music.
For me, it is watching funny videos on the internet. It makes me laugh, and when I laugh, I forget my problems.
That is a perfect example. Laughter is very good medicine for stress. So we have many tools. We have a whole toolbox for stress.
We do, and different tools work for different people and different problems. Maybe sometimes you need the talk to a friend tool, and sometimes you just need the watch funny videos tool.
Exactly. The trick is to know what you need and to do it. Do not just sit and feel bad.
That is good advice. Okay, let's practice some sentences for the people watching. How can I tell someone I feel stressed?
You can say, I am feeling a little stressed right now. Or, it has been a stressful week.
It has been a stressful week. Okay, what if I want to ask for help?
You can say, I am feeling a bit overwhelmed. Can you help me with this? Or simply, I have a lot on my mind right now.
I have a lot on my mind. I like that. It's an easy way to explain the feeling. And how do I talk about a stressful thing that happened?
You can say, the traffic today was very stressful. Or, I find loud noises very stressful.
And what can I say to a friend who looks stressed?
You can ask, "You look a little stressed. Is everything okay?" Or, "Do you want to talk about it?"
It is a very kind and caring thing to say. Do you want to talk about it? That is a good one. It shows you care.
It does. Exactly. I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week.
It really is shifting daily. I mean, did you see the demo they dropped on Tuesday?
Oh, absolutely. It blew my mind. But it also raised some pretty huge questions about how we define art in the first place.
Right. So let's get right into it because we have a lot to unpack today.
So, to everyone watching, if you feel stressed, remember it is okay. It is a normal feeling, and now you have some English words to talk about it, and you have some ideas to help you feel better. Do not forget your toolbox.
So we used some very helpful words today to talk about our feelings. Should we practice them a little more?
Yes, let's do it. A quick word review. I think it will help everyone remember.
Great. Let's start with the most important word. The first word is stressed.
Stressed. We said this word many times. It is a very common feeling.
It is. When you are stressed, you feel worried, nervous, or scared about something. It is that bad, heavy feeling you get.
For example, I feel stressed before I take a test, or driving in bad traffic makes me feel stressed.
Perfect examples. It is the main feeling. Now, what about a stronger word? What if you have way too much to do?
Oh, that is overwhelmed. I felt that yesterday with all my emails.
Yes, overwhelmed. This is when you have so many things to do or so many problems that you do not know where to start. You feel like you cannot handle it all. It is a feeling of being trapped under things.
So you can say, I have 3 tests next week. I feel overwhelmed.
Exactly. Or when I think about all the work I have, I feel completely overwhelmed.
Okay, next word. When something makes you feel mad and upset because it is not working, like my slow computer.
That is frustrating. The word is frustrating. It means something that causes trouble and makes you mad. So, a frustrating problem. Can we use it for people?
Sometimes, yes. You can say, it is frustrating when people do not listen. Or, I find it frustrating to wait for a long time.
I find it frustrating when I cannot find my keys. We know now. After a long, stressful, and frustrating day, how do you feel? Exhausted. Exactly. I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week.
It really is shifting daily. I mean, did you see the demo they dropped on Tuesday?
Oh, absolutely. It blew my mind. But it also raised some pretty huge questions about how we define art in the first place.
Right. So let's get right into it because we have a lot to unpack today.
I feel completely exhausted.
That is right. Exhausted means you are super tired. You have zero energy left. It is more than just wanting to sleep. After running 10 miles, I was exhausted. Watching little kids all day can be exhausting.
Oh, yes, that sounds exhausting. Now, what is the word we want to feel? The opposite of stressed.
That is calm. To feel calm means to feel peaceful, quiet, and happy. Your mind is not busy with worries.
So you can say, I listened to soft music to feel calm. Or, the lake was very calm and beautiful this morning.
I like that word. I want to feel calm. Let's talk about another word we used, anxious.
Anxious is a good one. It is like stressed, but it is usually a feeling of fear or worry about something that might happen later. So if I have a test for a job tomorrow, I might feel anxious about it today.
Yes, or she felt anxious waiting for the doctor to call. It is that butterfly feeling in your stomach sometimes.
Exactly. Now, another important word is manage. We talk about how to manage stress.
Manage. That means to control or handle something well. So to manage stress means to control it, so it does not control you.
Well said, Aaron. I need to manage my time better. Or it can be hard to manage a big group of workers.
And our last word for today, burnout.
Burnout is a strong word. It is a feeling of being totally empty in your heart, body, and mind because you have had too much stress for a long time. So it is more than just one bad day.
Much more. It is when you feel completely used up because of stress that lasts for a long time. For example, after working for a whole year with no break, he suffered from burnout. Many students experience burnout during their final exams.
That is a very good example. So let's look back. We have stressed, the main feeling of worry, overwhelmed, having too much to do.
Exactly. I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week.
It really is shifting daily. I mean, did you see the demo they dropped on Tuesday?
Oh, absolutely. It blew my mind. But it also raised some pretty huge questions about how we define art in the first place.
Right. So let's get right into it because we have a lot to unpack today.
Frustrating, something that makes you mad. Exhausted, totally tired out. Calm, the peaceful feeling we want. Anxious, worried about the future. Manage, to control something. Burnout, feeling totally empty from stress over a long time. Wow, that is a very helpful list. Let's try to use them. Sarah, ask me a question with one of these words. Okay, Erin, what do you find the most frustrating about learning a new language? I find it frustrating when I forget a word I just learned. It can feel a little overwhelming sometimes, but I try to manage my feelings by practicing a little every day. That is a great answer, and you used 3 of our words. Your turn. What do you do when you start to feel anxious? When I feel anxious, I stop and take deep breaths. I focus on feeling calm. I do not want to feel exhausted or risk burnout later. Excellent. You used 4 words. I think everyone watching is ready to try these words now. I think so too. Remember, practice makes perfect. Try to use one of these words this week. Well, Erin, that was a really great talk. I feel like I learned a lot about controlling stress, and I also learned some new English words. I am so glad to hear that, Sarah, and I hope everyone watching feels the same way. It was a very honest talk about something we all go through. It was. So let's take a minute to review what we learned today. The main idea was, of course, how to talk about your stress in English. That is right. First, we shared our own real-life stories about stress. Erin had a very hard day yesterday, and I talked about how loud noises and big groups of people make me feel stressed. And that is an important first step, right? Just talking about it helps. Saying I feel stressed out loud is the first step to feeling better. Yes, definitely. We also talked about how feeling stressed is totally normal. It is not a bad thing or a weird thing.
Exactly. I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week.
It really is shifting daily. Did you see the demo they dropped on Tuesday?
Oh, absolutely. It blew my mind. But it also raised some pretty huge questions about how we define art in the first place.
Right. So let's get right into it because we have a lot to unpack today.
It is a human thing. Everyone feels it sometimes. Exactly. So no one should feel like they are the only one. Then we moved on to the what to do about it part. We shared many different ideas. We did. Let's list them again for everyone. We talked about taking a short break, like when Erin stood up and looked out the window, making a list to arrange your thoughts and jobs, drinking a warm tea, a simple but helpful trick, talking to a friend or family member, sharing your problem makes it smaller, moving your body, like going for a run or a walk, getting enough sleep. This is so important for our brains. Doing important things first, deciding what is the number one thing to do, breaking big jobs into small steps so they do not look so scary, doing something you love like cooking, listening to music, or watching funny videos. Wow, that is a long list, and there are even more ways. The main thing is to find what works best for you. Maybe one thing works for me and something else works for you. Said perfectly. It is all about your own special toolbox. You need to make your own toolbox with the tools that help you the most. Then we did a big word review. We practiced words like stressed, overwhelmed, frustrating, and exhausted. And we also learned calm, anxious, manage, and burnout. Remember, these words are your tools for talking. When you know the name for your feeling, it is easier to understand it and ask for help. That is very true. Knowing the word overwhelmed helped me understand why I was just staring at my computer. So, to everyone watching, we hope you use these words. Try to make a sentence with one of them this week. Now it is time for our favorite part of the video, the question of the day. This is where we hear from you and learn from each other. Yes, today's question is all about using what we learned. Exactly. I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week. It really is shifting daily. I mean, did you see the demo they dropped on Tuesday? Oh, absolutely. It blew my mind. But it also raised some pretty huge questions about how we define art in the first place. Right. So let's get right into it because we have a lot to unpack today. So our question is, what is one small thing you do to relax and feel calm when you notice you are getting stressed? Please tell us in the comments below. It can be anything. Maybe you drink a glass of water. Maybe you count to 10. Maybe you play with your pet. We want to know. Sharing your ideas helps our group. You might give a great idea to another person who is watching. Your comment might help someone else feel better. We read all your comments and we love them. It is so wonderful to see you practicing English together. Before we go, a quick reminder, if you liked this video and found it helpful, please let us know by giving this video a thumbs up. And if you have not already, please subscribe to our channel. We make new videos like this every week to help you practice listening and speaking. Learning English is a fun trip and we are so happy to be on this trip with you. Remember, be nice to yourself. If you have a stressful day, it is okay. Just try one small thing from our list to feel better. That is the best advice. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We really appreciate it. We will see you next time for another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye, everyone. Goodbye.
Exactly. I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week.
It really is shifting daily. I mean, did you see the demo they dropped on Tuesday?
Oh, absolutely. It blew my mind.
But it also raised some pretty huge questions about how we define art in the first place.
Right. So let's get right into it because we have a lot to unpack today.